Next question is from E. Littles. I have a 72-month auto loan at 4.9% rate. The monthly payment is about 10% of my monthly income. Should I place this in step 3 of the financial order of operations or step 9? Or should I do something else? This is slightly outside of our 23/8 car rule. So what do you think? How should he think about this as he works through the steps?
Well, okay, so it's a 72-month car loan. I don't love that. 4.9% interest rate, which is not high, but it's not low.
But it's an auto loan.
Right? It's an auto loan. So that's not great. And it's 10% of monthly this is like
hey, here was an option I didn't hear. So
no, that
get the heck rid of this car, because if you have a 72-month loan
there it is.
This far out, I mean, how expensive? This was a bad decision. That's why we have rules like 23/8. And look, we're the nice guys. We don't yell at you about stuff typically, but this is one that if you had to finance a car for 72 months and it's squeezing you down to where you're trying to figure out how it fits into this, I think you bit off more than you could chew.
Because think about this. If you were going to try to shrink this down to a 36, try to get it inside that 3 years, well, now instead of it being 10%, I'm doing public math here, so this may not hold, but then it's going to be like 20% of your home if you're going to try to compress that timeline in half. If you have 20% of your monthly income going towards a car payment, even if you're trying to get it inside of 3 years, that's awful. Like this car, unfortunately, I think
couldn't afford it.
It's too expensive. You can't afford it. So I would seriously consider getting rid of this car, finding a way to get out of it and get in something that's more affordable. We actually have on our website right now, if we go to moneyguy.com/resources, a car buying checklist that shows at different monthly income amounts, how much can you afford to borrow? If you've not seen this deliverable, it's one that we've been working on for a while. You can go see, if I make this much per month, then my auto loan can be this much per month. So go check that out and figure out the car that you're in should not be the car that you stay in. My advice, not knowing anything more about your situation, would be seriously consider getting rid of this car, selling it, doing away with it, and trying to go buy something that does fall into that 23/8 strap.
Yeah, this is a humble pie moment. You're trying to figure out, do you want to look rich or do you actually want to be wealthy? Because there's a big difference here. And I know in this new modern world, because I deal with this when I talk to a lot of my neighbors about vehicles and they're buying vehicles for their children and stuff, is that people have forgotten that you can still get really good transportation $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Yes, it might not have the latest and greatest tech, but cars are built so well now that they last a long time. And I'm normally, we came up with 23/8 to give you grace so you could have reliable transportation to get to your JOB, which is your foundational thing to build wealth. But I feel like if this is greater than 10% of your income, you did 72 months and it's still that high of a threshold, you made an oopsie, so you got to make some big decisions to get it back on track.